Hi everybody, Natasha Koch here with the Van City Home Team. I had to quickly pull over because I was running out of time. I was trying to get somewhere stationary to do my live today, but it doesn't look like it's happening. So it's in, I don't even know where I am. I'm on the side of the road. Hi Melanie, and I'm on the side of the road in the middle of the country, and hopefully my connection will remain good for my live today. So how's everybody doing? Hopefully they're having an amazing day. I just was over in the US doing a little bit of shopping, hey, and just flew across the border, and now I'm here with you live. So today we're going to talk about, and I've actually done this talk before, but this one's a little funnier, 8 things that buyers should never say. So really, buyers should say nothing when they go through a house, especially in a very competitive market, because you are basically, as a buyer, going through your own buyer's agent as well as the listing agent and then through the seller. So it's kind of that broken telephone game where things that transpire through sometimes get a little distorted. So number one, let's just jump right into it. Today's going to be a bit of a shorter live, but number one is, this is my dream house. So I know that you probably think, well, what's wrong with that? You know, why can't a buyer say this is your dream house? Well, especially if you're saying it in front of the seller's agent or to the seller themselves, that equates to a dollar sign in their brain, thinking that maybe they've either underpriced or maybe they have an opportunity to get some more money from you. So don't say it's your dream house. Don't even show you like it. Maybe have kind of a poker face when you're going through the property. Number two, and these are actually things that I have heard clients say. So, I mean, I've heard other things that clients have said that I probably won't repeat, but I have heard some of these. So number two, that couch is awful. Don't say that. Don't say their sofa or their furniture or anything is awful. You never know, even if the seller's not in the house, maybe they have a camera somewhere and, you know, you've just criticized their furniture, and believe it or not, they may say to themselves, I'm not selling my house to this person because they're so rude and they don't like my things or my furniture. Number three, hi Costin, thanks for joining. Sometimes people get a little bit egocentric, and you know, they walk in and they kind of waltz around and they say, oh well, I can afford to do some, you know, upgrades and, you know, change this bathroom or change the kitchen or whatever it is. The minute you start saying that you have the ability to spend more money, well, that's going to equate to spending more on the purchase price. So don't say that. If you want to share these things with your buyer's agent, that's what buyer's agents are for. When you get into the car with them afterwards, or you go and have coffee, you can say whatever you want. You can say how ugly the furniture was or all the things that you want to do to rip out the house, but don't say it in the actual house itself. So number four, oh, I already said it. Number four, I can't wait to get rid of that. I've heard so many clients say, I can't wait to get rid of that horrible carpet, or I can't wait to get rid of that that countertop, that sink, that pink toilet, whatever it is. Again, don't say it. You're putting yourself at risk to be criticized by the seller not wanting you to be the one to buy their house. Number five, asking, and this is probably going to seem like a legitimate question, asking why they're selling in the first place. Hi, Brian. Thanks for joining. Sellers, we recommend that sellers are not actually in the house during showings, and these are prime examples of why. But there are some sellers that are not very trusting to have strangers going through their house, and so they like to be present during showings. So, and I know that it's very natural to ask a seller why they're selling, but just think about if you were asked that question. I mean, kind of makes you stop and think, well, why is it any of your business? I mean, so it's kind of a pushy forward question, even though it seems legitimate, because you'd want to know, you know, are they moving out of town to get a new job offer? And you also want to kind of, you know, get some inside information as to how you would handle an offer if you decide to write one. But those questions are probably best for the two realtors to ask each other, because we could do that in a way that is a little gentler than, I guess, if a buyer asks the seller directly. Number 6, what's it really like to live here? If you think the seller is going to give you, the answers of the roaring train going by or the traffic, honking past their house or whatever, they're probably not going to divulge that information. So if you really want to know what it's like to live in the neighborhood, there's a couple things you can do. You can go and talk to the neighbors and, but gently. You don't want to be, you also don't want to come across as that annoying new buyer that's going to move into the neighborhood and be so forthright asking a million questions that they want to give you false information just so you don't buy the house. Okay, number 7. You're never going to get this list price. You're dreaming if you think you're going to get this list price. I've heard my buyers say this to clients or to sellers. Regardless of whether or not the price of the house is more, it is essentially an offer. So don't get offended when a seller puts their house on the market. I always think it's interesting because, of course, a realtor will advise a client how much to list their place for, but ultimately it's the seller's decision. And it's an offer. It's an offer to buy their house at that price. And that's what the realtors are for. They are there to determine whether or not there is room for negotiation. So don't tell a seller and insult them by telling them that they're never going to get what they're asking. Hi, Ellen. Thanks for joining. Number 8. I've never heard anybody of mine say this, but I'm pretty sure that there's been people out there that say this. So number 8, don't ever say, I'm going to give you a lowball offer. Would you accept it? I don't know about you, but if anybody said to me they're going to give me a lowball offer, I don't even need to hear what the offer price is. I won't accept it. So don't say that. So hopefully you found all of these 8 things not to say, actually realistic and comical at the same time. The bottom line is you kind of have to walk through a house and be neutral. You are, more than welcome to share your opinions after the fact, but it's always a good idea. And even if you're going through an open house and the seller's not home and only the listing realtor is there, remember that the listing realtor is acting on behalf of the seller, and the feedback that you provide will be definitely going to the seller. So anyway, thanks for joining this week's Van City Scoop. And we're here every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 live, no matter where we are, whether we're on the side of the road or not. Here I am. And I look forward to seeing you guys. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you. And I appreciate you sharing it with your buyers, really. So I hope that everybody has a fantastic weekend, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.